I'm getting started today. The market just opened for the New York session. This is the Edge Pad. Love the name of this because this helps you refine the edge. Created this due to frustrations moving to the futures market from Forex, and there wasn't proper positioning, calculator size, way to take partials, and so I had been using a tool there and I couldn't use it anymore, and I really loved it. And so I just decided to create my own. So I trade with this now every day. It gets better and better as we add more features to it. So as you can see, we've got the charts in here that can move around. You can move the day between the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute. With my edge, I typically trade from the 15 minute to the 1 hour. And so as you can see here, with this, it's kind of chopping around here. Need to decide which way that gold's going to go for the day. Marketing my zones, if you will. I've been trading for probably about 3 years. I've learned a lot from some really great people. Roger Banks, Nick Stewart. Definitely, you should go check out their communities. They do a great job. But yeah, find the right mentor and then use the proper tool. And so I've learned that throughout my life. Depending on what you're trying to do, the right tool is going to help you be successful. And I do believe now that for me is for the Edge Pad. So as you can see here, like I mentioned, you've got ways that you can move up through here in terms of seeing the actual charts from the one minute to the day. If I want to close this is the calculator, it's over here. And then if I actually want to move it, I hit new order. It's pretty seamless now. We've worked a few months on it. I've been taking trades almost every single day on it for the last couple of weeks. So as you can see here, I can do a buy or I can do a sell. I can choose a limit order, stop, or a market order. And then depending on the risks and how I want to do it, I can do it per contract. I can do a risk amount, a set amount, or I can do a percent, right? So again, I'm just trading on a smaller count. And so in most cases, I'm going to be trading 1 or 2 contracts for MGC. So I'm not going to overload my balance. Again, this is a live count in Tradovate. So this is plugged into Tradovate. So any prop firm that you've got that plugs into Tradovate, copy trading will be coming soon. That will be rolled out very quickly. We just wanted to get an interface that could really work to be able to do a few things. One, I didn't have to get a calculator to actually to decide like what percent of my risk that I wanted to take per trade, right? Because once you have an edge, I found if I didn't know that I was going to always risk 1% or whatever the percent I wanted to risk, sometimes I had to get into a trade pretty quickly if my setup actually set up kind of in a few minutes or even a few seconds, depending on how I'm watching the chart. And so now, again, I can set a risk amount, meaning I always just trade one amount, contract size or risk size. All right, so with my edge here, my setup hasn't really come to fruition here. Gold is pumping here and it's going higher. And I don't necessarily need to take a trade every day because this is about finding what's right for me. I take breakouts, I take reversals, I like sweeps of liquidity and things of that nature. So if and when I do want to take a trade, then I just have to decide, okay, if I want to do contracts, I choose contracts. Let's say I want to do 1, then I can actually set my brackets. And what's really cool about this now, again, I have a stop that if I wanted a sell, okay, it would be below this. But let's say I wanted to do a buy because right now, as you can see, price is pumping. I'm not going to take a buy, but let's pretend I wanted to. And I wanted to put it once price broke the top of this wick because I believed that price was going to continue to actually run. But I'm not going to do this because we've got a zone here and I don't know that because that's not my edge and it's not, my edge hasn't shown up yet. So I have not confirmed the buy stop, so it's not placed. But as you can see here, it tells you what the price is that it would be entered in, and then it can show you here right now what my take profit amount would be, which would be $89, and I would be risking a lot to make $89. So obviously not the best there. But as you can do this, as I move this down, again, I'm not in a trade nor have I placed a stop, but it's just, this is another thing, I can move these brackets around. So, if I wanted to put my stop all the way down here, I'm risking 276 to potentially make $89, right? Or let's say I wanted to come down to the 5-minute chart, and there's probably, okay, yeah, I could say, all right, well, I don't think this, I think the 5 minutes going to respect this 5-minute zone. I'm going to put my stop down below here, and then I can enter in there. And if the 5-minute wanted to pump, and then it went all the way and hit this, right? Now, I don't want to get in this trade because this is not my edge. So I just wanted to I wanted to show you the features of what I wanted to see. So before I enter a trade, that I can actually see what I'm risking down here, what I'm actually potentially going to make. Now, since this is down, and I don't think, well, I'll move this up higher so it doesn't have a likelihood to actually hit and get into the trade. But let's say I'm feeling pretty confident about this, and then I actually want to place this on the chart. I hit confirm buy stop, and then it's in. But the other thing that's cool is I can take partials. So let's say I had multiple contracts out. I can then say I want to take out 80% of those contracts at this level right here, okay? Then I can confirm my partials, and it's placed on the actual chart. Now, price is moving in my direction, so I'm going to get out of that because I probably would have been in that trade. But as you can see here, that's how I can, 1, look at the charts, 2, see if my edge is showing up, and 3, see what my risk is going to be before I enter the trade, and 4th, I can actually then manage the trade with partials. I can move my stop loss to break even very quickly. And so I've really enjoyed this tool. I had so many frustrations trying to find so many tools, and the interfaces on those tools were very difficult. And so I created my own tool. So again, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, it's, yes, having an edge. Once you have that edge and you have the right mentor, and I mentioned mine, those dudes are awesome, and I continue to learn from them and their communities. It's having the right tool. And I truly do believe that. So you can actually refine the edge. And that's why we named it the Edge Pad. So right now, as we're getting kicked off, you can get involved with us for really pretty much a discount, right? Because we're going to be adding a lot of stuff to this, copy trading. We've also got a lot of other things already that I already pay other services for, right? I pay other services for analytics in my trade journal. And I can set up multiple Tradevate accounts from multiple different prop firms in here and trade them right in this dashboard. So it just simplifies my trading. I don't have to log in to the multiple different prop firms. I can just log in here and see my mini accounts. Now, again, I'm only trading my live account in here because I want and like to trade live accounts. So you can trade both, but you can use prop firms as well, and we designed it for that also. But as you can see here, I've only been trading this for the last couple of weeks. But right here, my profit factor isn't too bad. My win rate is 57% right now, my daily win rate. I've made $150 so far off of a $1,500 account. So, that's not bad. My best trade was $107. My worst trade was $16. So you can see the analytics here where we're going to build this out even more. We're going to add AI to it, which is going to be really cool. And we're going to actually, then you're going to be able to go into your trade journal, right? And I can see the trades that I actually took, longs versus shorts. All of this is going to continue to get better because I'm currently paying a subscription price for a trade journal and an analytics tool. Now it's all built in here, and all the trades are taken on this platform. So it's going to reduce the costs I'm paying to other things. I'm going to have personally better opportunity to see my edge, know what I'm risking, and be able then to manage that trade with partials. So let's go back and then just look at what I would mean by that. Let's say I wanted to trade a contract that just isn't that big. So let me see if I can get to, this is Ethereum, and you got to find the right, with futures, which contract it's trading at. So that's important. If you find one of those, and it's not the most current futures chart. So as you can see here, this one it's the most current one, and it has the more liquidity. So this is micro ether, Ethereum, I'm pretty sure. So let's say I want to take a long here, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit new order. I'm going to enter 3 contracts, okay? I'm going to actually do a stop buy, okay? So I'm going to do a buy. I'm going to set my brackets here, and I'm going to be at the top here. Then if I come up here, I'm going to make $9, and if I'm down here, I'm going to lose $10, okay? So as you can see here, I'm going to be risking 4 contracts. All right, now this may not pump, right? So I could go ahead and just say, hey, I just want to get in now. I can get a limit order, which is this, okay? So let's say I just confirm buy limit and it probably gets me in, and it did. So right now I'm in, okay? And let's say I want to set my parcels right here at the top of this wick. If it just pumps, I want to get out with 3, right? I can confirm my partials. Now this still may lose, right? Now I can close, right? Let's say it's going against me and I want to manage the trade. So this is the other thing that I absolutely love with this is you want to, at least in an edge, once you actually have an edge that's working and you statistically know that, I want to be able to manage risk that if it's going against me, and I know it's probably, or has a high probability that they're going to lose that trade. Let's say I want to reduce my risk on that and I want to take out 50%. So if I wanted to take out 50% right now and still then be in the trade, I could do that so I can manage my risk faster. If you've used TradingView attached to Tradovate, it's a nightmare to do this, or any other platform really at this point. Now there are some really great platforms out there that they do stuff even better than us, right? And I get that. What I wanted to do is create something that was comprehensive for what I like to do, and I know many other traders like to do, to be able to be able to look at my edge, and then if my setup comes, I can then put the brackets on, and then I can say, okay, what am I going to risk here so I can protect my account? Because risk management is just as important as the psychology piece, as well as actually having the right edge. And then also the last is, if it goes against me as part of the risk management, I can reduce my losses and maximize my wins. So as you can see here, this trade is slowly seems to be moving in my direction. This candle doesn't have a bottom wick, so statistically it probably will come back and create one. But the other thing here that I want to show you is, as the trade moves into profit for you, whether you're taking a long or a short, I can just press this button and it moves my stop loss to break even automatically. So another way that I can actually manage the trade. Let's say I'm just like, I don't like the amount I'm risking. I can move this up here and it automatically shifts on the screen, and then with Tradovate, it adjusts that. So right now my stop loss is less, so I'm risking less. So now I'm only risking $3 to then, if this goes all the way up to here, 12. Now I wouldn't have a complete 12 because I'm going to have partials that are hit here, right? So some really cool things where I can set partials, okay? The other thing I love of the partials is that once these 3 contracts are taken out, it adjusts my stop loss and my take profit, okay? And that's important. On other platforms, if I take partials, they don't adjust my take profit and my stop loss. And so I've had instances where I've been in profit, okay? And so I'll give you an example of this. Let's say this trade goes up here and hits partials. Now I'm having to quickly manage this through clicking multiple buttons over here to change the amount of stuff I'm risking. So what I mean by that is, let's say I take out 3 contracts and then I only really have 1 contract out in the market. But let's say it didn't adjust these up here, so I would still have 4 here. So if price hits my take profit or my stop loss, it's then going to enter a reverse trade. And I've had that happen where I've been in profit, taken partials, made money. Prices quickly moved against me with some of these pairs that can move very quickly, okay? And then I've lost money. And so with this tool, it helps mitigate that. It's not 100% going to eliminate, because there's no 100% guarantees with life. I get that. That being said, I want to mitigate it to the point that it almost, that's not going to happen to me. Because again, if price comes up here and takes this partial out, okay, it's going to adjust. And so let's see if that can just happen. Let's see if price can actually pump, okay, and it will take out. And I think, this is probably going to create a bottom wick and come out here and take me out, right? So with this trade example, we may not see that, right? So sorry, I bumped my stop loss up there as I'm doing that. But if price would come up here and actually take this out, then you would see that it would adjust this to 1 over here, then would also adjust the stop loss and the actual take profit to 1 as well. And that's just, again, proper risk management. So this has been a journey for us to create something. We'll continue to make it better as we get more feedback, but it is to the point that I am now trading my live accounts with this. I'm going to start trading my larger live accounts with this because it's at the point now that we're ready to start having people come on board and use it, because now we've been through the beta testing process. We're all using it in our own trading. And again, I'll just state it one more time. Once you have an edge, that's important. Find the right mentor, find the right training, and stick with that. Once you have that, or you're refining an edge with the right mentor, it's the tool, right? And I saw this, like I had an edge, but because all these other platforms were a nightmare to work with the way that I wanted to do, to take out partials, to be able to see what I was risking, if I wanted to get out of the trade and reduce my risk. So let's do that. It looks like this isn't going to take my partials out here. So let's now say, okay, well, I think this trade is going to hit stop loss, so I'm going to take out 50%. And so this is going to do the exact same thing, right? So in terms of showing you what I mean by that, oh, I guess it's actually going to move here. So now I can add my partials back in. So that's pretty cool. So I got rid of my partials, but now I'm going to add them back in, right? So that's the other cool thing. It's like, oh, now the trade's actually going in my favor. So I'm going to come down here and I'm actually going to move my stop loss. So either or, we're going to see if it hits the stop loss or it hits the partials. Okay, so it closed the partials. Okay, and then you can see that I've only got one contract out now for both. Okay, and then I'm out. So it did not enter into a reverse trade. Okay, and again, that helps me manage trades. That's pretty awesome. Okay, and when you've got a lot of money on the line, having the right tool only matters even more. So go to theedgepad.com. Look at what's there, get signed up. It's a monthly subscription. You'll find and you'll say, well, why isn't there a one-time subscription to this? Because we believe that what we're providing is worth every penny, right? Because again, I'm over here. If I go back to the dashboard, all of the stuff that's going to be coming between copy trading, the trading journal, the analytics, the AI stuff, other edges that we're going to add to this. We're also potentially looking at adding in a tool that you can go back off of live data and actually do back testing there as well. And so it's one comprehensive tool where you can add in all of your accounts here from multiple different prop firms. You can trade those at some point, do the copy trading fixture, actually have all of your analytics here, have your trade journal here, and it's all one stop. And right now, as of this recording of this video, it's only $49 a month. So the right tool for me, paying $49 a month to make whatever it is that I'm going to make or whatever it is that you're going to make, is really peanuts to me, and potentially could be peanuts to you to win multiple prop firm accounts, right? Have them all here, as well as grow your own live account to be able to grow it in a way that you know that you're going to have the proper risk management, you're able to manage that trade, and you're going to be able to scale your edge. So yeah, go get signed up. We'd love to have you as part of the community. We are excited to get this tool out. It's an awesome tool. It's been a labor of love for us, and really of frustration, because I wouldn't have created this if I didn't see a hole in the marketplace, and there is one. And so this is really good. It's not perfect, I get that, but it's good, and it's good enough for me to use and trade my live accounts and my prop firms, and hopefully it can be the same for you.